in many countries, there's horse races. And in America, it's always been a very popular thing. And there are 3 races in the spring for 3-year-old horses, both male and female together. And a 3-year-old horse, racing horse, is at its prime. That's when it's the best. So for people who watch horse racing, it's an exciting time. And I was aware of this growing up, but in college I had a friend whose family owned a horse farm. And she, of course, was quite into it, and so I became more aware of it. And especially these 3 races in the spring were like only the best 3-year-olds would be invited to them. And they were very old. The last one to began in 1875. So these races have been running for 100 and almost 40 years, more than 140 years. And if one horse wins all 3, it's called the Triple Crown. And that's in 140 years, only 10 times that's happened. Now it's 13 actually. And the year after I graduated college, I was still close with my friends, and I often visited my friend whose family owned the horse farm, and their horses weren't in these 3 races, but we liked sports and we'd watch these races together, and they're usually 2 or 3 weeks apart. These 2 horses were really good in the first race, and one of them, a horse named Secretariat, just beat the other one, and it was like a world record time. So both horses are really great. And in the second race, there's many, many horses, I think 20 horses. And again, the same 2 were number 1 and number 2. And the first race is a mile long. The second one is a mile and a quarter. And the third one's a mile and a half. And you know, the horses pretty much run full speed. And so the change in distance is significant. And it really tests the horse. Are they really good at short, also long races? And so the second race came, and same. Secretariat was number 1, and this other horse number 2. And so the third race came, and no horse had won the Triple Crown in like 25 years, I think. So people who followed sports were quite excited. Like, this horse might win the Triple Crown. And so even people who didn't follow horse racing would watch that last race. And I watched it with my friend, and it was amazing because they start out, actually Secretariat was a very interesting horse because in every race, he begins last. And he goes around the first turn last. And by the end, he wins. And so in this race, he also starts out like that. But quite quickly, he goes to the front. Then some people are worried. This race is longer. If he goes out fast, he may get tired in the end, and the other horses will catch him. Then the second horse goes out with him, and they start to separate from the other group of horses. And their time is really fast. So even the announcer, they tell you every quarter mile how that compares with the usual races. And they're very fast, and it's like, can they keep this up? They're really going fast. And about halfway around, Secretariat starts to pull away from the other horse. Now, usually when a horse wins, they'll say by a nose. Literally, their nose hits the line first. By a head, by half a length, that's half the length of the horse's body. By 1 length, that means the winner's butt and your nose the second person's nose is there. 2 lengths, you're the horse, and 1 length behind. And it's usually like that, But Secretariat kept pulling away. And it was like going faster and faster. If you've ever run races in sports, if you're in the front, you're running, you can hear somebody's footsteps if they're coming close to you. And it kind of, if you're an athletic person and a kind of competitive person, it gives you energy to try harder. And if you don't hear anybody, you try hard, but you don't have to try real hard because nobody's close to you. And horses are the same way. They want to win. When they hear a horse coming up on the side of them, they often will try and go faster, or certainly the jockey will tell them to go faster by hitting them or giving some signal. But Secretariat kept getting further and further away and was just running hard the whole time. And even the announcer is stunned. And it just continued all the way to the end. Secretariat won the race by 30 lengths. He was so far in front of all the other horses, nobody could believe it. And I just looked it up to check on this. It's a world record from 27 and 19, whatever that is, 46 years ago, and it's still a world record. It was totally amazing to see this horse's try mind, this horse's do it mind. With nobody near him, he was just going as fast as and hard and most clear effort, just effort. And it was beautiful. And when I used to do 500 bows a day, when I'd get tired, I think of Secretariat. I'd get around 250 and I think, and then I go, no, Secretariat didn't stop, I'm not stopping, And it was great. It gave you this enthusiasm, this try, my 500, fuck 500, I'm doing 700, And the main sports magazine in America for like 100 years the sports writer would always choose the best athlete for that year. The athlete, man or woman. Now they do one man, one woman, but before it was man or woman who did the most amazing thing. And that year, it was a horse.